Hey, what is up guys? It's Runeflame here and welcome to my video about RS Mobile. In this video I'm going to be going over like the combat stuff in RS Mobile, how it is to fight, how it is to boss, do some Slayer, um, some gearing up stuff here at the first. Um, yeah, I'm going to go over that stuff and see what it's like, see if it's possible at all, and go over the total experience. So let's get started here. The first thing I did here is gear up. As you can see, I have the bank open and I'm putting things in my inventory. They did update this since my first video I made about the bank. So that's much nicer now. Bank works very well. I love it. At first it was just it would pop up small on the screen and it was kind of problematic, gave me a bunch of issues, but now it's really nice when it takes up the whole screen on the left side. Then you got your inventory on the right side. I like it like this. As you can see, I'm just scrolling through. You can easily see all the different items in my bank, and you can hover over them to see what they actually are. If you drag your finger and just hover over something, sometimes your finger gets in the way a little bit, like so you can't see what it is. So you just have to take your finger off, and I've already had problems with it actually like taking the item out of my bank before I was ready to have, or an item that I didn't want to take out of my bank it took out. That's happened to me quite often already. But I think with the new bank, since they updated that, I think it's a lot better than it was. But to take out items and gear up is pretty simple. As you can see here, you just take it out of your bank, throw it on, and then you've got your armor tab right there. It's pretty simple, and I like it a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna cut on to the first boss I went to was Krill, and so I'll see you at the next part of the video. Alright, so we are at the dungeon where we get kill count for Krill now, and we're just gonna watch this a little bit. I thought this was pretty simple. I mean, as far as dying and stuff, I mean, you don't really die here. At first I had to select a spell here. I had a little bit of an issue trying to select the spell, but I got it done then. It was just a little bit confusing to learn. A lot of this stuff that I do here, I might mess up a little bit, but I think in the long run, after using it for a while, I think a lot of this stuff you could really get used to and do a lot better than I do in this video. I'm not huge on combat in RuneScape, so I'm not like a combat pro or anything like that. So everything I do here might not be correct. If you think it's not correct, then you make sure to let me know in the comment section. But anyway, uh, as you can see, using a chaotic staff and an I'm a core of Zamorak or Zeros, I'm not sure. One of those works, I'm not sure. It's just an I'm a core to me. It works. It did the job. But so I get kill count here. As you can see, I've got my two ability bars or two separate ability bars here. I don't have them all set up like they should be probably, but they're set up in a way that I guess it kind of worked for me. I just kind of quickly did it for the video so I could get it recorded. And I don't plan on using combat much in the mobile app because I mean I barely do combat in the real RuneScape and it's hard enough for me in there. So I mean I just don't see much of a point since I'm going for max and I want to skill rather than do combat. So I just kind of quickly set this up. I just added freedom and anticipate to my top ability bar, but you can set those to a different. You can set them to different combat ability bars. So when you have the top one selected to one like maybe defense ability bar and the bottom one to whatever you want to use auto and probably the top one thresholds, ultimates, defensive abilities, anything that you want to trigger manually would be about probably the thing to do for that. So now it's ready time to pot up and get in there and start fighting Krill. So let's see here. I bring up my aura menu, I think. Yeah, and I select my aura. You can hover over them to see what they are, and then you can activate them, or you can just click on them. That's a pretty good menu there, I'd say. It works pretty good. And then I brought up my inventory, drink pots and stuff to swap out shields and stuff like that. So you've got everything you need there. You've got two ability bars. You've got your inventory, and then yeah, all that stuff. There, I brought up my menu to check on check my recording. And I think what happened is it glitched out because, as you can see, I'm just kind of moving my screen around. I'm not really using any abilities or anything like that. It's just auto attacking, and I can't do anything. It totally glitched out here, and I have no idea why it does that. I guess just when I swiped up for my menu to check if I'm recording for sure, I didn't want to do this and not get the footage. So I don't know what happened, but anyway, yeah, as you can see, I tried to bring it up again, see what was going on, and I couldn't do anything, and I ended up dying, so that kind of sucked, but I think that's just something that they're probably still working on in beta, and I doubt that's anything that we'll see in the actual version. I hope that we can bring up the menu um, to like check for things or like maybe even go completely off the app and check for things so that we can come back and keep on going with whatever we were doing. Like if it's an AFK skill, we get a text or something, we're going to quickly reply. It would be really nice if we could get back in and uh, just keep playing without like having to log out and then log back in or something like that. But I've had it where it did that, and then I've had it where it didn't. So obviously it's just a glitch and something they have to work on. But yeah, so I ended up dying. That's kind of sucked. I had to pay 600K to get back my stuff. And I think I actually ended up going on the computer then or something to reset or something like that. I think I went back and got my kill count again just because I was annoyed and didn't want to go back with my phone. But then I did get some footage of killing Krill with my phone, and it actually went well if it's working right. So here I'm logged in again, ready to get back at it, and time to pot up again. And as you can see, I've got some stuff in my inventory from getting kill count and all that stuff. But yeah, I just reset using my computer because it's just a lot faster. And I don't know. I mean, it's honestly for me, combat on RS3 Mobile is just it kind of sucks for me because I have an iPhone 7 and I can't see everything like I should be able to, you know. I mean, if I'd have an iPad or something, I think I would love it. Like, I think I could almost do as good on an iPad as I could on a computer, but since I have an iPhone 7, then that's obviously not the case because my fingers are just big and take up a lot of the screen. I mean, when I'm clicking on things, I accidentally click on the wrong thing or something like that. And another thing is like this whole game, I wasn't really used to it, or this whole fight. I guess I did realize at the end of this Krill fight, but I was using the anticipate ability um instead of the threshold. What is it? Uh, the one with the green fist. I don't know what it's called. Um, but I I was accidentally using that ability and I couldn't understand why it wasn't doing what I thought it should be doing. But it was just because I couldn't see well enough. Like they look kind of the same, and I couldn't see which was which, so I was just using the wrong ability most of the time. But yeah, anyway, so a couple things I wanted to look at to make sure you guys know about switching, shield switching, ring switching, anything like that. It's really good. I love it, and I'm really impressed with how they did that. How they set up the inventory so that you can bring that out. It's at the perfect spot right on your mini map, so you can like bring it out, and then you can have your combat abilities at the bottom of the screen with your inventory top right and your mini map and stuff. Everything's there. You got your kill count on the left for God Wars Dungeon 1. You got your timer under there, and it's like you've still got a nice open space to click on stuff like to actually click on Krill, which obviously you're only going to do once during the fight. But I mean, I guess not necessarily if you're doing something like Telos or high level bossing where you can like have to run away from it for a little bit. You've got time to do that, and like you've got space to like click away. Or sometimes like you might have to like zoom out or like move your camera on because I mean it's not like a lot of space, but there's enough that you can see where to click or you can run away or something like that. I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to try to. Well, honestly, I don't even do Telos on my account because I'm too much of a noob. But just because of how hard he is and how fast you have to react to some of the stuff, I don't know if I'd want to try. I mean, even if I would be a good at Telos because it's just too intense to try to do it like on a worse system. The frame rate and stuff is okay. Like I'd say it's probably at least 30 frames per second, and like it works. I mean, sometimes it's like really smooth and stuff, but then other times I've noticed that it's a little bit laggy in situations where um uh like let's say it's something like Krill, like a big boss fight or something, and there's like a lot of stuff happening. I've seen it get a little bit laggy, but not too bad. Um, anyway, I was gonna talk about ring switching. Yeah, ring switching and shield switching. The only problem that I had really was like when I ring switch or shield switch, like I want to go for, I hit the shield or the ring and I switch to that, then I want to go for an ability. The ring switches, but when I go for the ability, oftentimes my phone is so small. I don't know if with a bigger phone this might not be an issue, but when I hit the ability to activate, I have sometimes have to hit it twice before it activates, but I mean, it didn't bother me too much. I guess in critical situations it could be worse, but I I mean, it happened every now and then. It didn't happen every time, but it happened often enough that it kind of annoyed me and triggered me, but it was fine. So I mean, shield switches and ring switches are okay, but in the sense that you want to ring switch for an extra 10% adrenaline when you use your ultimate is kind of like it's kind of bad because when you use that ultimate, you want to get the ultimate used right away so that you have as much adrenaline as possible to get on with like to kill him faster or whatever because it might be crucial in some situations. But if you're gaming on your phone, I hope you're not like looking for like fastest times or anything like that or like doing really high level bossing. It's not worth it. I think gaming on your phone was probably meant mostly for skilling and AFK skills or just like anything non-click intensive or I guess like simple things like I don't know any skills really are just a lot easier than combat. Combat's like the most click intensive thing you can do, obviously. I didn't actually try gaming in like full manual, but I don't think it would be very possible. Honestly, I mean, it might be possible, but I don't ever really do full manual, so I think it would just be really hard. And here it looks like I'm no longer a noob, so I just wanted to throw that out there. Make sure you guys know that. That's 98 magic coming in right there. That was actually a surprise level. Didn't even know it was gonna happen, so that was kind of fun. But anyway, um, what else is there to talk about? I think I've covered pretty much everything I wanted to about Krill and bossing in general, like just Um, at Krill, I guess one thing I didn't really mention is picking up drops. I will probably go over that in the Slayer video, but picking up drops at Krill was pretty simple. I mean, you don't have to pick up very many, and it's bossing, so I mean, it's not like Slayer where you have to pick up a lot of drops. It's fine at bossing. I didn't really think that it was a big problem. The menu is pretty simple and stuff, so that was okay. And I think that's all I'm gonna say about bossing. So I'll see you guys at the Slayer part of it. Alright, so here I am at the World Gate, and I am ready to go do some Nihil. Um, First I go in, and then I'm going to open my menu to check on my, or switch my action bars, and some stuff like that, like just some combat settings that I had to do, which I hadn't done earlier um, in the Krill video. So I'm glad I did it here. Uh, so we have two little action bars here. The top action bar you can select for anything that you want to like click manually, and the bottom is for your revolution action bar. So I set those. I had them both set to the same thing, which isn't really how you should do, but that's how I did because I'm a noob like that. And um, yeah, I don't know any better. Actually, no, it looks like I did set them to do different things, but yeah, I didn't have everything how I wanted it to. Like, I didn't. I ended up later in the video. You can see I wanted to use Death Swiftness, and I didn't have it there, unfortunately. Like I would have wanted to. I have everything set up how I wanted on my computer, not on my phone. So yeah, but here I get ready to spawn some Nihil for Slayer, and then I start going ham on them, pretty much, and it's pretty simple. Like killing these things. They're not that tough or anything, but yeah, I mean the biggest thing that I had noticed here was picking up drops. So um, let's say I'm here killing these things, and like I'm trying to kill them as fast as I can. On my computer, I am killing them, picking up the drops, and then killing another one immediately without like losing my adrenaline. Here, I can kill him easily, still full health when he's dead, but then I have to go pick up the drop, and it's kind of a pain. To select the drop on my phone, it's too small. Like I just go way in, and I have to hold my finger down on the drop, and then select what I wanted to, and sometimes I didn't get the right thing. Sometimes I did. There I did because there was only one thing there, but just yeah, it was kind of annoying to try to pick up drops, make room in my inventory, so much different stuff going on here, so fast paced, so much clicking and stuff. It's a little bit of a pain. Um, as far as like killing them stuff, easy because you've got revolution and stuff like that. Here, I think it looks like yeah. This is when I um switched to my other ring, and then I wanted to use my ultimate, which is death swiftness. So I had to bring up my ranged abilities down there at the bottom because I didn't have it in my action bars, which is my fault. So that's not really something you're gonna experience if you're any good, like unlike me, you know. So um yeah, having your abilities in your action bars is definitely the way to go. Like if you have your abilities in your action bar, it's gonna be pretty easy to use them, and like it should be fine. So I mean, it was just my fault that I didn't set it up right. But yeah, then here I'm trying to pick up some drops again. I mean, I just had issues with the drops, and then later on, just like trying to click on them and stuff, like click on only the smoke ones, because that's the ones I was fighting. I didn't want to fight any of the others because they like stun and whatever all they do. They just have different specials that they use. Like there, you saw. I clicked walk here instead of the Onyx Bolt Tips, and here I'm fighting a Shadow in the Hill because I clicked on the wrong thing again. And that's just something that I have had the worst time with is just trying to click on the right thing on an iPad or a bigger phone or anything like that. I think it'd be a lot easier. Like my phone is not a plus; it's just a normal 7, so it's like one of the smallest phones you can get today. Like one of the like for the phones that are out today, I know most of them, even the new like iPhone 10 has a much bigger screen, and then like the 7 Plus, the 8 Plus have bigger screens. Samsungs have bigger screens. Um, the Google Pixel has a bigger screen, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think they all have bigger screens. And then once you get to like iPads and stuff like that, then you've got way bigger screens, and that would be really nice for something like this. Um, yeah, but maneuverability in here, like running around, finding the different hills, and uh, tapping on them, pretty good. I would say it. Yeah, I mean, the maneuverability is pretty good, and like moving around, this quick response time and accurate an accurate click on them. They're pretty big, so you can pretty easily click on them. Um, I think at one time I had clicked on the wrong one because like there were two in each other, and I just didn't really realize that you could. I think in a situation like that, you could hold on them, and then it would bring up the little menu and say attack Smoke Nihil or attack Blood Nihil or attack Shadow Nihil, whatever, and then you could select the one that you want. So that wouldn't really be a problem there. But anyway, yeah, I think that's about all I have to say about that. If you guys have any questions or anything, let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. And if you want to see more, subscribe to my channel. And I would appreciate anything like that. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.